If you think you lack self-confidence, you're in the right place. In this video, we're going to cover typical signs of low confidence, reasons to why you may have low confidence, and in the end, I'm going to disclose a secret to drastically improve your confidence in all aspects of your life permanently. Let's define confidence. Confidence is the feeling or belief that one can rely on someone or something. If we were to take this a step further and define self-confidence, we'd be only changing one of those words, and it would read as the feeling or belief that one can rely on themselves. Why would someone want to be confident in the first place? What values would that bring to your life? It allows you to have less fear in life, where you'd start to approach things in a more progressive mindset. You would start to assume the leadership roles in more situations. You wouldn't be hiding behind someone to take the lead on something and pave a path that you can follow. You'll become more adaptable and handle unforeseen circumstances in a much more efficient way. Confidence allows you to feel much more deserving of positive things in your life. And lastly, it allows you to attract higher value people and opportunities. Everyone would benefit from improving their confidence, but how would you know if you are drastically in need of that improvement? Here are some common signs that you can see with someone who is lacking confidence, just to see if you might be one of them. It's hard to make eye contact. You find yourself looking away, not engaging with the person, and breaking that eye contact within 2 seconds. You're overly apologetic. No matter what happens, your first instinct is to say sorry or remove yourself from a situation. You have slouch posture where your shoulders start to creep in and turtle because you're so afraid of taking up space in the world and obstructing anyone. You have a negative perception of yourself. You start to doubt everything that you do, and the internal dialogue that you have with yourself all the time is something that tears you down, not builds you up. You're very non-confrontational, where you will start to avoid conflict wherever you go. If there's something that's happening, you would rather stray away or take yourself out of it rather than dealing with the problem itself. You're always asking for permission. This could come in the way of asking for advice, making sure that you check in with someone before you actually pull through. This is a deep one to watch out for, but you have a false sense of identity, where the narrative that you're telling yourself and what you're portraying outside doesn't match up. So if you look at the example of an overachieving student, that student might be chasing all these grades, but on the inside, they're doing that to validate themselves and what they can do, rather than doing it from their own purpose-driven mission. I could easily break down each one of these signs and give you advice on how to resolve each one of them. But in my opinion, it's much better when you understand why these things are happening, why you act in a certain way, and why you have that low confidence, in order to establish a stronger purpose and resolve that over time. The first thing that you have to understand is that experience shape our confidence. This usually stems from childhood and key relationships. When I mention key relationships, I'm referring to that of parents, close friends, relatives, anything of that nature. In these early stages of our lives, we heavily depend on these key relationships to give us our sense of identity and give us majority of our validation. If we were to receive negative remarks, our brains are going to quickly process that as an uncomfortable feeling and quickly form some level of a fear around that. This pattern in thinking is based on a survival mechanism in which we evolved with from primitive times. So especially when there's negative things that were to happen in our environment or happen to us personally, our brains are going to process this information and internalize it in a way that we avoid anything that were to cause a threat to our survival. As we grow older, we naturally challenge these ideas of low self-confidence, but what ends up happening is, as we challenge them, we end up getting a negative result back again. So that is going to reinforce our ideas of that low confidence and reinforce the initial reasons that cause them in the first place. If you're wanting more content like this, hit that like button and consider subscribing. 1X Mentality will provide you with mentality, lifestyle, and self-improvement advice that will help you become the best version of yourself. Version 1X. Now that we've understood where low confidence comes from and what causes it, let's dive into steps on how to improve that confidence and keep it high permanently. Number 1, invest in yourself. This could come in the form of improving your fitness, self-improvement, and establishing habits that you've always wanted to. By doing this, we're going to start changing that narrative and changing our belief in ourselves. Number 2, develop your internal compass. Start making decisions on your own and stop looking for advice or waiting for permission on making those decisions. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Those mistakes are just going to strengthen that internal compass of yours and get it to a place where you start to rely on yourself. And with that, form solid opinions on different topics. Whenever you're asked a question or asked how you feel about something, be prompt and think of your stance on that problem and don't be afraid to say that. Number 3, which is a big one, practice gratitude. So reframe things in the past in a positive way. Reflect on your journey and acknowledge all the decisions you've made up to this point. Dissect them and organize them from good decisions and bad decisions, but at the end of the day, you're taking a positive lesson from those decisions. And I find that it helps a lot with your mentality in general because you know where you stand, rather than looking at the past and having a woe is me mentality where you start to victimize yourself. And in this point too, I would like to emphasize practice. This is something that you're not going to be perfect at, but it's over time you're changing that narrative in yourself. Number 4, face challenges head on. View challenges as an opportunity to learn. A good thing to note is that anxiety and excitement are actually the same feeling. So you have the choice in choosing if an experience feels fearful and negative or exciting and exhilarating. When you feel like you have that choice, your confidence skyrockets because now you're in control of the things that you want to do. Which brings us into number 5, take control of your life. Start steering your life in the direction that you want. Visualize where you want to be and start taking steps towards that vision, towards the life that you're creating in your head. Whenever we're changing, we recreate ourselves twice, once in our mind and once in reality. So set those goals and take those steps towards your ideal life day by day and step by step. We have to stop victimizing ourselves for everything that's happened in the past and look at this point, this day, moving forward as an opportunity to define how we want to live. You are now responsible for the direction of your life from this point on. Keeping these things in mind will allow you to convert your confidence into a positive feedback loop where you go out and challenge yourself and then you get a positive result and then you go out and challenge yourself and so on and so forth. That will start to reshape that image in your mind of what you believe that you are. Focusing on the things I mentioned in this video will permanently increase your confidence over time. If you found this video helpful, please let me know in the comment section below. Let me know how you've been working on your confidence or stories that hurt your confidence. I want to hear it all. Keep training that mindset, commit to the improvement journey, and just as a friendly reminder, it's upgrade time.